Hi guys, welcome to Code Bashers. Guys, in this video, I will be discussing the advanced coding questions which are asked in TCET Digital Hiring. Guys, this is part 9 of this series. Part 1 to 8 are already been uploaded on my channel. So guys, make sure that after watching this video, you watch those videos as well because TCET Digital Hiring is closed. It's on 7th and 8th August. So make sure that you do not miss any video on this channel because all these videos will be really helpful for you in clearing the assessment. So guys, if you're new to this channel, make sure to subscribe it as well as join my Telegram group also. I am posting a lot of stuff on different companies which are hiring as well as the questions which are getting asked in them. So guys, now let's start this video, and before starting the video, please hit the like button as well as the subscribe button for this channel. Okay, so guys, before starting this video, here is a piece of information for you. Guys, India's top 5 unicorns that are Cred, Razorpay, Urban Company, 1MG and Digit Insurance are hiring through Relevel platform this year. Guys, this is a very good opportunity for all of us because these unicorns generally hire from tier 1 colleges only. But this hiring is open for all of us and we can simply apply to these unicorns through this Relevel platform by Unacademy. So if I show you the career pages of these unicorns, the first one will be the Cred unicorn, and this particular company is hiring for front-end development as well as back-end development job opportunities, and the CTC it is providing is 14 to 38 LPS. These are based on the experience that you have. So you can simply visit this career page. The link of all these career pages will be given the description box. You can simply click them and visit it, and you can see that what are the required skills that are required by this company and the other companies that I will be showing you. The next unicorn is the Razorpay. The CTC that it is offering is 20 to 24 LPS, and the role for which it is hiring is back-end development roles. The skills that is required in this particular company is PHP, Python, Java and C++. Again, if you are interested for this particular job opportunity, you can simply click on Apply Now button. The next unicorn that is hiring is Urban Company. This particular unicorn is hiring for business development roles. Now the CTC it will offer will be 3 to 6 LPS. The skills that is required in this company is field sales experience is a must. So you must have this particular experience, then only you can grab a job in this particular unicorn. Again, you have to click on Apply Now button to move your application further. Now the next unicorn that is hiring is 1MG. Now 1MG is hiring for back-end development roles. The CTC it is giving is 10 to 30 LPS. Again, based on experience. Now the required skills are given here. You can visit this page. The link is given in the description box. You can simply visit here, know more about the company, and you can, if interested, click here on the Apply Now button. The next unicorn that is hiring through this platform is the Digit Insurance. The CTC it is offering is 2 to 7 LPS, and the role it is offering is back-end development role as well as the front-end development role. So if you are interested, please visit this page and click on the Apply Now button, and you can see the required skills here also. So if you satisfy the need, you can simply apply to this company and give the different rounds. Now if you want to apply to these companies, so how you can apply it? So you can simply visit the career pages of these companies and you have to click on this Apply Now button. Now what you have to do, first you have to give the Relevel test, and based on that scores only these companies will take your interview. Now for giving the Relevel test, you will have to book your slot first. So you will click on Book Now. Then you will have to register yourself. So for particular role that you are giving, or you can say for particular company that you are giving, you have to register yourself here. Now there will be slots given to you, so you can pick your slot, that on which slot you are comfortable in giving the Relevel test. Now once you have confirmed your slot, then you will have to give the test on that particular slot, and on the basis of the scores, these companies will approach you for the interviews. Now for giving this test, there is certain fees that you will have to pay. The original price of this particular fees is 2000 rupees, but if you will use my referral code, that is CDB10, then you will get a flat 10% discount on this particular fees, and now you will only have to pay 1800 rupees for taking part in this placement series. So I hope this opportunity is good for you and you will definitely apply for the same. If you want more information, please visit all the required links, and all the links are given in the description box. Okay, so the question here is, we have given an input 2D matrix and we have to print all the elements of this matrix in spiral format. Guys, this question is really easy. Most of you will be able to solve this question, but for some it might be tricky. So make sure that you watch it till the end, because again there are certain if conditions in this particular question which can make this question tough for you. So I hope you will watch this video till the end. So what is the spiral format? So it is a 2D matrix that is given to us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the spiral format is we have to print it spirally clockwise. So after 1, 2 will be printed, then 3 will be printed, then 6 will be printed, then 9 will be printed, then 8, then 7, then 4, then 5. So this is a spiral format in the clockwise manner. So there must be a question. There can be a question in which you have to print similar way but in anti-clockwise manner. So these are certain variation of this question that can be asked. So how we will be approaching this problem? So now we know what our question is, what our input is. We have to input a 2D matrix and what our output is. So output will be 1, 2, 3, 6, 9, 8, 7, 4, 5. In a single line we have to output all these elements in a space separated manner. So this was the question. Now let's look at the approach of this question. So guys, this question is really easy for solving. We just have to take 4 pointers for solving this question. 4 pointers means 4 variables that can be made to point at certain index. Okay. So for side by side I will be writing the code, and side by side I will be writing the I will be explaining you the approach of this particular question. So how we can approach it? See, this is a 2D matrix that is given to us. We have taken 4 pointers. Now what these 4 pointers represent? See, let's look at the above 2 pointers. These 2 pointers. These pointers represent the starting column and ending column. So this pointer represents the starting column and this pointer represents the ending column. I hope you got it. Now similarly, this pointer refers to starting row and this pointer refers to ending row. I hope you got it too. Now what will do it? How will do it? See, first of all we have to print 1, 2, 3, then we have to print 6, 9, then we have to print 8, 9, 8, 7, then we have to print 7, 4, and again this entire step, after printing entire outer square, we have to print inner square, and so on. This thing will carry on. So I hope you understood it, that how we can do it. See, first of all, how we'll do it? We will first print this row. We will print 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Okay, so what we'll do? We will first print 1, 2, 3. So how we can print 1, 2, 3? We will be simply running a loop from this particular starting column till the ending column. Now once we have printed 1, 2, 3, now the next position is from 6 to 9, that we have to print this row. Now once we have printed this row, it means the work of this particular row has been over, and we do not have to reach this row again in the future code. So once this thing is over, that once we have printed the row, what we'll do, we will now increment our starting row with plus plus. That is, now our starting row will be pointing this particular row, because our work for this particular row is over. So we will print this row by looping around these 2 pointers from starting column to ending column, and once the roll of this particular row is over, we'll simply increment our starting row column. Now this particular row has been printed. Now we have to print this row. Now how we can print this row? What we'll do, we will simply run a loop from starting row till the ending row, and we'll print the elements. So starting row till the ending row in the last column, and we'll print these elements. So now 6, 9 have been printed. 6, 9 have been printed. Now see, once we have printed this column, it means the roll of this particular column is over, and in future we will never see this column again. So once it is over, what we'll do, we'll simply move back our pointer to this column. Now see, I hope you got it why we have moved this pointer to this column. Now the roll of this thing is over, this thing is over. Now in the next, for printing spiral, what we have to do, we have to print this last vertical row, this boundary. Now how we can print it? We will print it by running a loop from ending row till starting row. We are running the loop reverse, ending row till starting row, because after 9, 8 should be printed, then 7 should be printed. Like see, after 9, 8 should be printed, then 7 should be printed. So our loop will be running from this pointer, that is the ending column, till the starting column. Now 8, 7 will be printed. 8, 7 will be printed. Now we have printed the last row. Now it means that this row's work is done. Now what we'll do, we will move this pointer above. Now these starting row and ending row are same. Now we have to print this particular row. See, this row has been printed, this column has been printed, this row has been printed. Now this column will be printed to complete the outer square. So now it will be running from ending row till the starting row. So we will print it 4. Now we have print this also. Now it means that this column's work has been done. Now what we'll do, we'll simply increment the pointer to here. Now we have to print only this element. This element can be printed. How this element can be printed? This element can be printed by running a loop from starting row. Again, see, outer square is over. Now similarly we have to print inner square, and till we have to print inner square, since till one element is remaining. So only one element is remaining. Now what we'll do, we'll simply do this. We will simply do this. That is, we will run a loop from starting column to ending column, and 5 will be printed. 5 will be printed. So it means that this row is, the work of this row is over. Inner row is over. So again we will increment our ending column to next position. So now these two columns have these two you can say pointer has crossed each other. So since any of the pointers have crossed each other, whether it's rows pointer or whether it is columns pointer, even if one set of pointers have crossed each other, we will stop there only. So our output will be 1 2 3 6 9 8 7 4 5. Again 1 2 3 6 9 8 7 4 5. So this was exactly what our output was. So I hope the approach is clear to you. Don't worry, I will be writing the code and again explaining the approach for this. So make sure that you are watching this video till the end if you haven't got the approach till now. So now let's just straight away run to the code. So first of all, what we will do, we have to take input as number of rows, then number of columns, and NM represents that. Then we have to take 2D matrix as input. So these two loops are for taking the input of 2D matrix. So I hope the code till here is clear to you. Now what we'll do, I have told you we will take 4 variables, that is int starting row, and from which index starting row will be started. Starting row is 0, then int ending row, that is ER. What is the value of ER? How many rows are there? There are total n rows. So last pointer will be pointing to n minus 1. Okay. Now what we'll do, we will take 2 pointers more. Starting column, it will be starting from 0, and int ending column, that will be starting from m minus 1, because there are total m columns. So here starting column represents this. Starting column represents 0 and ending column represents m minus 1, that is 2 in this case. So these are the four pointers we have to take. Now see, first we have to print the outer circle, then similarly we have to print the outer square. First we are printing outer square line by line, then we have to print the inner square line by line, and it will continue till we are left with only one element inside it. So I hope this thing is clear to you. Now see, at a particular iteration, first we are printing outer square and then inner square. So it means we have to loop through the squares. So what we'll do, and how many times this loop will run? So this loop will run the number of elements that are present inside this matrix. So how many elements are present inside this matrix? They are n into m. So what we'll do, we will take int I is equivalent to 0, and once we are printing every element inside this matrix, we will simply increment this I pointer, so that our I pointer print exactly those elements which are present inside this matrix, and it does not print one element twice. So I hope this thing is clear to you. Now outer loop, that will be used for iterating over the squares again and again, is while I less than n into m, and this I will be incremented every time we are printing a element. So I hope this thing is clear to you. This while loop is for that particular thing. Okay, now first what I have told you, first this row will be printed. So first this row will be printed. So how this row will be printed? We will be simply iterating over int j is equivalent to we have to print the first row. This row we have to print, that is starting column till ending column. So j is equivalent to starting column, j less than is equivalent to ending column, j less than equal to ending column, j plus plus. And inside this, what we have to do, we have to simply print cout. Since it is a 2D matrix, so how we can print this element? We can print this element by this row is constant and these values are changing. So how we can print it? We can simply print it cout ARR of starting row, the pointer at starting row with I. Column is variable. Sorry, not I. It will be j, because we are looping through this using j variable. Now we have printed this one value, and now what we'll do, we'll simply do I plus plus, because we have printed one value. Now after this loop is over, see, after this loop is over, what we have to do? After this loop is over, this row has been printed, this row has been printed. Now it means the work of this row is over. Now what we'll do, we will increment this starting row pointer with 1. So what we'll do, we will do SR plus plus. So I hope this thing is clear to you. So this entire thing was for printing the first row of the outer box. Now we'll be printing this particular column. Now how we'll do it? Again we will using a for loop. We are using a for loop. Now in this, column is remaining same, but the rows are varying because we have to print 6 and 9. How we can print 6 and 9? We will be iterating over the we will be start iterating from starting row till ending column. So for int j is equivalent to starting row, j less than is equivalent to ending row, j plus plus. And in this, the column is remaining same and the rows are varying. The column is remaining same, that is the ending column. We will simply do cout ARR of columns column is same and rows are varying. What is the column? That will be ER, ending row. And we have to print space separate, and in this case we will do again I plus plus, because whenever we have to print an element, we have to do I plus plus, because this outer while loop will run only till all the elements are not printed. So we are doing I plus plus. And once we have printed this column, it means that the role of this particular pointer is over, this particular column is over. We will decrement it, and once we have decremented, it will be ending column minus minus. So I hope this thing is clear to you. Now we have printed two lines of the outer square. One line was this, one line was this. Now we have to print this line, that is the last line. Now how we can iterate from 8 to 7? The iteration will start from j is equivalent to ending column till j is greater than equivalent to starting column. Okay, so again now we have to print the last line, that will be for int j is equivalent to ending column, j greater than is equivalent to starting column, and we have to do j minus minus. And in this again, the what is constant? The row is constant, but the columns are varying. So what is the row? We have to print cout AR of what was the row? It was the ending row. Ending row is keeping constant. I hope ending row is keeping constant, and we have columns are varying. So AR of j we are doing here. So we are simply doing this, and now we will be printing I plus plus. Okay, so let me just see once more. Starting row, ending row, j column was okay. So sorry, here ending column, here it was EC, ending column was keeping constant, and j was varying, and SR EC ER. Okay, now it is fine. Now see, now the pointer was at this last, to print this row pointer was at this last row. Now the work of this row is over, it will be minus minus, ending row minus minus, ER minus minus. So I hope this thing is clear to you. Now we have to print the last line of the outer square, that is this line. This line we have to print, and for printing this line, a loop will be from ending row. It will be for int j is equivalent to ending row, j greater than equivalent to starting row, and we have to do j minus minus. And in this case, our rows are varying, and our first column was permanent, that is cout ARR of rows are varying and column is starting column. What is this pointer? Starting column. Starting column is constant, and we have to print space separated, so it will be the case. Now again we have to do I plus plus, because for every element we print we have to do I plus plus, and in the end the role of this particular column is over. Now we will simply do our SC plus plus, starting column plus plus, ER minus once let me check this code. Okay, okay. So till now this code is running perfectly fine, and see now in the end, now how this entire loop will break. Now here are the certain if conditions that you will have to write, so that all the test cases are passed. See, now we have printed all the 4 lines of the outer square. Now we have to move our search to the inner square. Now if we now we have to print this row. How we can print this row? We have to print this row by iterating through starting column. Again, after this while loop, this the control will reach here. Now we have to print this row of the inner square. So it will be from starting column to ending column. Here starting column and ending column are at same direction. Now what we'll do? We will do cout ARR of SRJ, that will print 5, and it will do I plus plus. Now it will run for only one iteration because these are on the same position only. Now once when we'll do SR plus plus, when we'll do SR plus plus. So this was our SR, this was our SR. Now it will go here. This was our SR and it will go here. Now these two pointers have crossed for the next line to be printed inside it. Now J is equal to SR, J less than ER. So this condition will fail. So we will not print anything because since last element has been printed 5 at this iteration. Now guys, one thing here that will be written is, see, after any loop, after printing any row or any line of the square, after, again I am repeating, after printing any line of the square, if we have reached our specified amount, that is if we have printed these amount of values, then we have to stop our code there only and we have to break from here. That is, if our I is less than n into m, if this condition has been reached, if our I is if our I is equal to n into m, so if this condition is matched, then we have to break from this loop. If after any printing of the line of the outer square, so we'll simply do Control C and we will print it after everything. Control V, again we will do Control C and Control V after every line we are printing, again in the end Control V. These are, I hope this thing is clear to you, why we are writing this after every line, because once we have reached the situation where we have printed all the elements present in the array and we still continue on this particular code, then the repeating elements will be printed, and if we have written this if condition, then we will set out of this while loop. So I hope this thing is clear to you. We have printed all the matrices, we have printed all the metrics in the spiral format in a single line, space separated. So let me just write the input first for the same. So we had so just a second, we had 3 rows, 3 columns, that will be 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, sorry not 89, 8 9. So I hope this code does not give us any error, everything is perfectly fine. So our output should be 1 2 3 6 9 8 7 4 5, 1 2 3 6 9 8 7 4 5. So let's see what our output is. My net is running little slow. Okay, so guys, there was one error. I have, instead of J I have written I here, so it should be J. So please correct this if you are writing this code side by side, and now when I will run it, it will give me correct answer because I have already run it. So this was the only error in this particular code. So let's just wait for the compiler info. My net is running a little bit slow, so you can see that output is 1 2 3 6 9 8 7 4 5. That is 1 2 3 6 9 8 7 4 5. So our code is running perfectly fine. It will print the spiral matrix perfectly fine, and it will pass all the test cases that will be given to you. So guys, these were the main crux of this question, that these if conditions, many of you will think writing these for 4 for loops will be enough, but these if conditions are very necessary for this particular code. So guys, this was it for this video. I hope you liked the video as well as you liked the concept of this question. Thank you for watching it. A giveaway is being ran on my channel. The link of that giveaway I will give in the description box. Make sure that you take part in that giveaway and win a course. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please like this video, subscribe my channel, join my Telegram group. Thank you for watching it.